My name is Ryan Noss. I'm a stewardship ambassador. I'm a certified public health educator. I'm a dad, and I own and operate We Grow With LLC. So real quick, share who you are, and then a little bit about what we've been doing the last few days.
Where we are at. And where we were at, yeah. So, my name is Armen, and I am dairy farm manager. I'm managing the dairy farm, now we have 3,500 total herd and 5,500 hectares of land. So, and now we are driving with Ryan to figure out what's going on our fields, and we had a beautiful event a couple of days ago. There's a lot of farmers, and we keep going.
A solid close to 100 people.
It was 107 people.
Okay, from at least 3 other countries.
Yeah,
Belarus, Russia,
40 people from
Kazakhstan.
Russia, 25, 30 people from Belarus.
Yeah.
And rest from Kazakhstan, the local guys.
If you were to guess how many acreage or hectares in total all of those people touch.
Easily I'm sure it's easily over a million hectares.
Which is more than
2 million acres.
Yeah. And so there was kind of an in the classroom type conference, sort of sitting down, listening to presentations.
Thursday.
Yep. And then the second day, in the fields.
In the fields.
Underground in the pits, seeing corn.
Which is always most fun part.
Yeah, it was always more
sitting there.
Corn and alfalfa and forage grasses.
Forage grasses.
Which then all in
wheat,
your operation.
Barley and
wheat, barley, and all of that with different purposes and uses to go back into the livestock, which then is your dairy cows.
Right. And most of these farmers, they're dairy farmers. So how it works in this part of the world, so farmer can have and manage 300, 400,000 acres. So he have some cash crop and dairy farm. So it's not like dairy farmer and you have some fields only to produce something for the cows, food for the cows. I mean, it's a big operation.
Right, and usually that's how it works at scale. I mean, you're so big that you're growing the food for the cows, you're not buying the food for the cows, and because you're doing that, you can grow other things too.
Right.
And everybody's looking for a market to sell stuff.
Right. Actually, what is the difference between forage and let's say not alfalfa, but barley or wheat I'm growing for my cows, but I can sell it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's
the wheat.
It's the wheat. I mean,
And in your operation, because of your management practices, you're not using what?
I'm not using 15 years now any fungicides, any insecticides. I use very, very, very small amount of chemical fertilizers. Just on the fields, I'm started later on.
Synthetic nitrogen.
Yeah. Very, very small amount, but I still do. So, and I only left with the herbicide for corn on some fields.
Also very, very little.
Very little. I would say less than 10% of my corn I treat with the herbicide. So no herbicide in the wheat, barley, or alfalfa, or forage grasses. So only for the corn when I need it.
Yeah.
And also, we never treating seeds. So we don't treat seeds with any chemical treatment.
With chemical treatments, right. No.
So only biology.
Yeah.
And it was if we go back to the beginning of the story, my story starts here 15 years ago, when I came manage this farm. We didn't have other chance to work but only with microbiology, with the nature, with the soil, to build ecosystem around our fields, because in our fields, saline soil, this is what we have. We started the point with the saline soil and very carbonate soil, like pH up to 11 and a half. So we needed to do something.
And soil organic numbers
Zero,
far below,
0.06.
Yeah.
This is where we started. But anyways, we had a cows. We needed to feed them. Farm was built.
You were brought in
cows,
because the cows were even dying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we stopped the mortality. We was buying some foods, but the milk we was producing at that time was twice or 3 times higher price than on the market. I mean, why do we need this milk?
Right.
Which costs like 3 times higher. And for us was like, or we stop milking, or we started doing something to produce good quality forages.
Right.
It's only, it was the survival point. It wasn't like we like to do this, or we don't like to do this. It wasn't this way.
It was a have to, not a want to.
No. We have to. So now we're expanding the farm, and after 15 years, we have, I believe we did a lot to improve our soil and microbiology and ecosystem in general around our fields. And
you're also recognized nationally here in Kazakhstan as having the best milk.
yes, we have highest yield, and we're selling genetic. We're doing the best job in genetic, and we're selling the replacement Heifers to the other farmers. So yeah.
So that's background.
That's a little bit. So I'm veterinarian. So for me, when I came, I understood that, look, I have a problem. The cows are sick. We have diseases, and we need a good forages, because 95% of all metabolic problems we have in our farm because of food. And I'm lazy veterinarian. I don't want to do all this stuff with the therapy. And for me, easier to feed them right in the right way.
Cows.
And they have, and when you start calculating ration for the cows, at this point you understand something wrong in your field, because the forages quality, the food quality, that's very bad. Was very bad. So in mineral profile and protein and sugars and starch and blah, 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 fiber digestibility, all this stuff. I mean, and what I need to do to produce high quality forages to keep my cows' health and not spend a lot of money for additives.
Right.
Yeah. I need to care of my soil.
Yeah.
And it's
from the ground up.
It's much more complicated. It's dairy farming and animal nutrition, much more complicated than I thought in this,
to just fix the soil part. Yeah. But one of the things that we were discussing is that because of the quality of the forage, the feed,
yes,
they get more out of every bite, which then makes them eat more because of how the ruminant works. And so not only are they getting more, but they're giving more in milk production, right? And so, yes, there's value in the land, value in the forage, but because you're a dairy, all of that equals increased value, bonus even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you can put in each bite more, so we have a rumen volume, let's say. We can't feed cows like 300 pounds to reach the energy or protein or we need.
Right.
And at the same time, we can't cover all the nutrients with the concentrates, because it's still ruminant animal. We need to keep rumen healthy. So it depends on the forage quality, fiber digestibility, starch, and proteins, and minerals, because how we actually calculate our mineral premixes for the cows, we're sending to the lab our forages, and we see what we have, and according to this, we're calculating the premix, so additives, how much we need to add extra to cover, and that's that's how it works for us.
Well, that's how it works.
Yeah.
You're just applying it. Yeah. So that, I mean, it all makes sense. And yet it is a foundation that most of the people that were at the conference the last couple of days is very new to them.
It is. It is very new because we are, I mean, many years people thought, oh, these crazy guys, what they're doing. And they actually, people was laughing at us on what we are doing, because we was trying to make our cows and dairy farm and our fields like actually the cows became a part of our farm microbiome.
Right. Because your manure goes back out onto the fields, right?
Yeah. So it's very important to connect animals with the fields and all together. So and for the people, yes, it's a little bit not regular seeing what the dairy farmers doing here and other farmers. Yeah, to caring about the soil that much, it's not, let's say, common practice for the farmers. But everybody understand that how to say, they heard about it, about regen agriculture, about soil microbiology, about all this stuff. They heard about it, but still not sure how it works, if it works even. I mean,
there's a little disbelief that is what made the change. That's what made the difference.
And I understand farmers, because I'm a farmer by myself. It's a fear to lose yield, quality, money.
Yeah, which equals money. Yeah.
So I believe people need more information, more education, at least try. And many of them already started to try some microbiology, commercial microbiology, some cover crops, some composting. And they maybe don't understand exactly how every species or whatever in ecosystem works, but they see that something happening.
Yeah. And because you not just sat in a conference room and shared it with them, which great presentations, but then we brought them to the farm, and even then it wasn't just a superficial or surface level knowledge. We went below ground in the viewing pit so that they could see the changes taking place in the soil itself.
It's nice to see how the soil from 0.06 humus became to the layer of 20 inches of black soil in 15 years. It's better than any presentations, I think. I mean, people need to see and feel. And also it wasn't like show the nice picture. We was showing everything, some weeds, some other stuffs. So, and I'm always talking about our mistakes, and we failed with this once, twice, 3 times. So I'm not trying to show the beautiful picture, like how good we are, how smart we are. In these 15 years, we made so much mistakes. And we failed so many times, but we will keep going.
We'll keep going. And it's through that process that you have found solutions to problems that everyone else is just losing hope over.
And now I'm just open to share with the people our experience. You know, I don't want everybody make these mistakes what I did, and people now have a chance. I mean, because when we started, it was almost no information about it. 15 years ago, was very little information.
True.
And I was trying to, you know, find some even old Soviet books about the soil, about microbiology, and but now they have much more information.
Yeah.
Much more. I mean,
the resources have. There's tremendous resources now, including an upcoming soil school that will be taking place here to educate, equip, put it into practice, not just hear about it, but do things.
And it's a dream. And I really hope and believe we can make this dream become true, because people need this school, this kind of education. They need it to understand better, not a technology, understand better their soil, understand better their ecosystem, to try to become a part of this ecosystem instead of being invasive species, I would say.
We are
kind of like
at
that.
times the invasive species. So, some observations from your perspective of the people in attendance. I mean, huge operations, but there were some common themes. You know, it doesn't matter. There was one gentleman had over 40,000 milking cows.
Right.
It's a massive dairy operation, and yet they're still wondering, how do we start?
Because he know exactly how to calculate money. That's at the end of the day, we are dairy farmers, but we don't need a milk. We need the money for this milk. And if you need all the time buying additives from your pocket to keep your cows healthy and productive, that's the point when you start thinking maybe something wrong, and you start looking at some farmers with better practices who produce much higher quality forages, corn, fiber digestibility, sugars, whatever, all together, and it makes your additives less. It makes your milk cheaper. At the same time, it makes your fertility higher, your herd health, your all together. I mean, it's not easy to say exactly you're doing this, you're getting this. With the healthy animal, it's healthy. It's animal healthy all around. It's all about production, fertility.
Not just your input costs are lower. Your veterinary bills are lower. Your overhead is lower. There are so many other things which make it easier, while at the same time all of those things build the system to make your profit more.
So now we have like 1,100 milking cows, but we're selling 800 Heifers every year.
Heifers.
Heifers, So the replacement rate are very, very low. I able to sell Heifers, and the price for Heifers here in this part of the world, sky high now.
Right.
Sky high.
Wait, and that's okay to share. They tell people for a milking cow, for a heifer who actually hasn't started working yet. I think it was. How much were you? I mean, you just sold several of them.
So
what's your per head?
Now price is $4,500 per head.
Per head. For a cow who's not made one drop of milk yet.
No, it's a heifer, pregnant heifer, like 4 or 5 months pregnant heifer, and it's a good price.
That's a good price.
It's a good price.
But you're also not having to use that stock in your own operation because your cows are still alive.
They're still alive. Average, we have 4+ lactation in our farm. So they are leaving 4+ lactation.
Wow.
So I have even 9 and 11, one lady,
Yeah.
11 lactation. So, I mean, if they're healthy, keep giving me milk.
Yeah.
They are still profitable.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah. They're still doing their work. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm selling a little bit extra heifers, making a little bit more money. So it's kind of good. And exactly this guy, he asked me yesterday, what is your calving interval? That's all 364 days. He didn't believe me. And we're back to the farm, and I opened the herd management program.
Yeah.
And I showed him because he wanted to
see the numbers.
Yeah.
And then it's still hard to believe for some.
Yeah, the service period, the conception rate and pregnancy rate and calving interval. I just showed him everything because it's really, actually, for a dairy farmer, it's hard to believe.
Right. Well, and so give some contrast. What, for another dairy operation in this area or region, what would be more standard for them? You know, they have a cow in operation 3 to 5 years versus, like you said, one of them is 11. What would be the average lifespan or effective span
on the farm? For the cows.
In someone else's, yes, in someone else's operation. Contrast
and
from your
some farms, it's only 1.72 lactations.
Oh, really?
That's twice less.
Yeah. So half as much.
Half, almost, yeah. Average, I would say like 2.2, 2.5.
Right.
So I have 4.2, 4.5.
Yeah. Well, and we were actually out in one of the fields yesterday and was looking at alfalfa, which looked amazing, right? And yet that alfalfa was 8 years old.
Yeah, and that's alfalfa. Actually, it's something special because farmers never believe that that's real. And yesterday we was there, and I just brought them on this field. Here is alfalfa together with the company I bought seeds from.
Yeah.
So they can tell, yes, this is our seeds, and this is 7 years old alfalfa, 8 years old. So actually,
the funny part is that usually if the seed salesman doesn't get to sell you new seeds, they get upset. But they're very happy because people want to buy seeds, and so
they are proud.
Yeah, you've increased their market. Because they can sell to more people, but they're not selling you more seeds because yours is still thriving.
I'm still thriving, yeah. And still, I mean, which is important part is I still getting very high quality alfalfa, hay, and silage from this field. Right. It's not like this field survived for 8 years.
True.
It's still productive, and it's still giving me
high protein. And that's going into your
high protein forages. But more about this is I didn't apply any single gram of fertilizer or herbicide or insecticide or any side for 8 years. Nothing.
And just the cost of that you've saved by not having to spend it or not being compelled to spend it is already a tremendous gain into the financial part of your operation. Yep. And the health component is another gain into the operation.
Yep.
Yeah. And you are using biological inoculants.
Absolutely.
So that those seeds are paired with the right biology to get the most out of what nature gives us for free. You know?
Yeah, I just treated the seeds before planting with the right variety of rhizobium and a couple of other products, biological products, and I planted it. And 8 years, I'm just harvesting and doing nothing else.
Yeah. I think it's important that you distinction. It's not just old, but the longevity is based in health, and you're reaping the benefits of that in all of these other areas of your operation.
I mean, I'm doing nothing sounds maybe a little bit strange. I still put a lot of effort in put the microbiology, right, stuff on the seeds. Then when the planting time, it's very important to plant the seeds right. I mean, I still need to irrigate this field and do technical stuff. The technical stuff, it's also the part. I mean,
management is a key factor in that. But your management practices have changed, and that's also why these other changes are being realized. So having people learn and then having people experience is part of their own growth and journey over the last few days. And then that shifts perspective. So as they go back to their operations, they see maybe the same thing they've seen for years a little differently.
Differently.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to change their habitats and what they're doing for 20 years. It sounds like, people farming and they're doing something for 30 years in a row.
Yeah.
And one day, one guy coming and telling, no guys, this is not the right way to do this. That's a little bit confusion, and it's kind of, what are you talking? I'm farming 30 years and I am applying on alfalfa after each harvest 400 pounds of nitrogen fertilizer. But how do you say you're doing nothing and you're giving nothing?
Yeah.
And then it's coming the explanation. That's okay, the alfalfa is a legumes about rhizobium, and it's very expensive process to alfalfa to fix the nitrogen, and if you're giving, it will never fix it. It will never make this process happen.
Yep.
And slowly people start learning a little bit more about nature.
Yep.
And you are right, when they're coming back to their own operation, they see things different.
Yesterday we were in the corn, and there were some weeds there. But when everybody was looking at those weeds, we could identify that the weeds themselves were the plants that were stressed.
But the corn by
But
itself?
the corn was happy and healthy.
Yeah. This is what I'm looking. And I always telling, I don't have any herbophobia.
Herbophobia.
No. Because at some point, I don't know how we are farmers getting into the point we're herbophobic. And when we see one weed in whole field, we get in panic. Oh, it's no. But in healthy, ecosystem, it was obvious healthy corn, but struggling weeds.
Yep.
But it's quite few of them on a field.
Yeah. Well, and this is where, because you're not afraid of that weed, and because you're focusing not on killing the weed, but on making the system healthy, that suppresses the weeds and causes them to stress, and that stressed plant is what's being attacked by insects. And so instead of seeing that insect even as a problem and spraying insecticides over everything, you understand that their function or place in that ecosystem. And so there was no insect pressure at all on the corn, but the stressed out weeds were the ones being munched on.
Couple of weeds, the amount of weeds, which is not making my forages worse in quality, that's fine. It's fine to have, because all these weeds, they're also the part of ecosystem. They need to be there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And maybe you notice and you saw how many life and birds and other stuff on the fields flying around.
Yeah, that is something that could really tell the difference. The diversity of macroorganisms, right? that is also built upon the microorganisms in that system, the tremendous populations of birds, lots of different insects, like even predatory insects like the dragonflies were out and about. Lots of pollinators because of your use of those spaces in between the agricultural fields as habitat to create ecosystems for predatory and pollinator species.
I told before that I'm very lazy veterinarian, and I'm better feed cows in the right way instead of dealing with metabolic diseases.
Right.
I mean, same with the fields. I am lazy. I am trying to let ecosystem do the job they have done million years before me.
Right.
I'm just lazy. I don't want to work too much. I want to spend more time with my
cows.
with my cows. With my cows.
Right, which then allows to spend time with everyone else too.
Yeah.
So we have a few minutes before we get back to the dairy, and so in this little discussion, maybe some other observations about the people and the program, and what you see developing in the future.
How I would like to make this community and open-minded people get bigger and bigger in this part of the world also.
Yeah.
As it's very important. It's not only about our profits and it's about the future. It's about the future generations. It's about what we are feeding our kids with right now, because people are very strange. Humans are very strange. They're poisoning food and they're eating this food now. It's kind of making no sense. So I'm not trying to change the world, but I'm trying to give people another option and see the other side, or see things differently.
Right.
And with your help, I believe we can do this. And also, people need to learn all the time. It doesn't matter you are 50, 70, 100, even day before you die.
Yes, learn something.
Yeah, learn something. And that's also because, look, in this area, I am the only farmer who doing this in, let's say, in a big scales. So it's like 10,000+ acres.
Yeah.
We're doing regenerative agriculture. But look, you came and we saw together with you some samples under microscope. And you told me, Armen, I would like to see more fungi activity. Right?
Yeah.
Look, I'm cool. I'm the coolest guy here. And I think I'm cool, but it's always nice to have someone you need to learn from and discuss things with, to see the real. Because we're coming to the farm every day, and it's daily routine, every day the same. Sometimes we don't see things.
True.
But I'm happy when someone telling me, Armen, you're doing wrong. Or you can do here better, or here better. Try to do this. So it's all the learning. So the education at the end of the day is the key.
Yep. Education. And we grow with, as a company, we educate and equip.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of people, they can learn something new, but then they go, well, how do I do it? Or if they only have tools that aren't working, we're ill because we're ill-equipped. And so to have the right tools changes the whole operation and our options.
And I think the people in this part of the world, they are ready to change something.
Yeah.
Sometimes a strange thing pushing us forward. I mean, the oil prices.
Right. Cost for fertilizers.
Cost for fertilizers and chemicals and all this stuff is raising, and it doesn't matter. It's good.
Yeah. And even though we were talking about your operation, this region is a massive food producer and commodity producer for Russia, for Mongolia, for China, for the surrounding region and countries. And so what's happening here does reach out across the rest of this continent.
Yeah, right. And even Europe, I mean, Kazakhstan today is biggest flax producer in the world.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, we don't need that much. Of course, we exporting this
Exported
to
other...
Europe, and the main buyer is Europe and China and other.
Well, thank you for sharing about the last few days and what you've been doing over the last 15 years. And I know we'll be able to do much more, but this has been a great opportunity to kind of get a picture into, or, you know, look through the window and see what's taking place.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Ryan Noss. I'm a stewardship ambassador. I'm a certified public health educator. I'm a dad, and I own and operate We Grow With LLC. We Grow With helps people to differentiate between fertilizer and fertility. We use products and services. We equip people with the observation tools they need, as well as the products that make their jobs easier, allowing them to turn dead dirt into living land at any scale.